royalists. So because I would have JPU family on 411, so now I'm going to call my subscribers Royal Jamaicans. We are my Royal Jamaicans. That's so good. Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, all my Royal Jamaicans. Where are you? Blessings to you all as well. Good night, good night, good night. A lot of mercy on Jamaica land we love to those of us who cause good and bad, and open our eyes and minds so we can see what's in store for us, because you only have good gifts. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night to you, to my darling. All right, let's see if we can get the ball rolling, because we don't. Every time I call you, I say I don't want to stay long, but we end up staying long because there are so many things to discuss. So good night, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. I want to just say a big up to all of my subscribers and my fans and the people who tune in, those who don't come on, those who don't comment, the silent listeners, the ones who just listen and observe. We thank you anyway. Thank all the people who I meet in the supermarket and at the tax office and on the road, everywhere I go. Bless you, heal you all up. You all know yourselves. I want to big up the people in Portland, particularly Portland East, and in Portland West in Buff Bay. I get a lot of flack from people who say that begin them up, so we're starting with that now. Forgive me, remember, I'm a new YouTubing person. I just started YouTubing, it's not a long time I'm doing this, and I'm still not even good at it. So me, give me some slack, man. So I'm bigging up Portland East and down in Buff Bay, Annette, that lovely restaurant that you come check it out, Annette. I promise you, I come check it out. And all my friends up in Moortown and down in Long Bay and down in Mansion Hill. Everybody get it now. Dawn Hill up. Good. Can we done the Portland thing now? Are we good, Portland? Tell me if we're good. We're good? Thank you very much. I hope we're good. Alright. So now nobody will start talk about big up this place and big up that place. We're going to start big up some place. We're just going to Portland tonight. The devil tried a lot of things today, but as usual him fail. Boy, the devil is I must give the devil him due, He's a great man, and put up gallant efforts whenever I'm coming to lick it out, and him fail him, just get up back and start again. So let us start with all the obvious things that we should start with. And we're not going to get through the night tonight. The entire night is going to be taken up talking about the General Secretary of Norman Manley's party, Dayton Campbell, and of course, inside the all right, let's leave that, and Lawrence Rowe to some extent. All right, we're going to poke the beer and talk the truth, and we're going to put some things out there. I'm going to say some things that some people are not going to like. PMP not going to like it, and some Labourites not going to like it, but it's okay for you not to like it. I'm just going to tell you as it is. You can decide your mind about it. You can make up your mind about things because it's your thing. It's up to you, usually up to you all the while, all the time, for you to decide about those things. Now, the General Secretary of the PNP, Mr. Dayton Campbell, threatened to sue Mr. Vegas. And Mr. Vegas is one of those bloggers. Mr. Vegas is a patriotic Jamaican. Were it not for Mr. Vegas, who really went to New York and Washington and took on those unpatriotic Jezebels and criminals that Mark Golding organized to protest against Jamaica and foreign style. Were it not for Mr. Vegas, we would not have gotten our message across. And I want to big up Mr. Vegas tonight. So, Mr. Vegas says some things which are not, it doesn't defame Dayton Campbell, because all Mr. Vegas will talk the truth. But with Dayton Campbell, when you talk the truth, you defame him, and when he can't defend the truth, he will run to the court with him high-priced lawyers and the courthouse and judges who went to back up him high-priced lawyers then. And that's his get out a jail card. Him always play that card. And so him frighten Mr. Vegas. Now, Mr. Vegas is a gentleman, not only a patriot, but he's also a gentleman. And he has his reputation and his business and his family to be concerned about, because he took up this politics thing because he saw a vacuum. I mean, Mr. Vegas saw that there is something there and he has a contribution to make, and he decided he's going to make it through a YouTube channel, and him go down DC and New York and raise a roof with them treacherous bastards that was demonstrated against Jamaica. And so after threatened Mr. Vegas consulted with his lawyers, and I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I've never spoken to Mr. Vegas. Never ever. I've never spoken to him. We have never had a conversation or a word. Ever. But that's me. I don't think I need to speak to everybody. And so Mr. Vegas decided that on advice of counsel, he's going to put out an apology and then move on. So that gives Dayton Campbell no place to go, nowhere to run, because he can't repeat that now. So I'm going to sue everybody and he will sue Mr. Vegas. Because that is usually his get out of jail card. And have you noticed something about Dayton Campbell? Him unhinged these days, or him going off, him getting worse and worse by the day, and the more pressure him come on, the worse him get. We're going to keep up the pressure. Let us keep up that pressure. Alright? Because, you know, God is God, and it's God we depend on. So Mr. Vegas apologized on advice of his counsel. And I thought that was pretty big of him. Of course, Dayton Campbell will never get an apology from me, because I can't apologize to tell the truth. I will never be able to apologize for telling the truth, not even to save my own life. I am sorry, but I'm not able to do it. So, him is a lying, thieving, scum pedophile. I not take back that, and I'm not getting an apology for it. Now, everything Mr. Vegas posted, I reposted on my Facebook page, but him not going to sue me. I don't know if him that brave anymore, but him can try if he want to. We can always do a next round, and him not going to go there. He specifically went after Mr. Vegas because Mr. Vegas has a name and a reputation, and he's an entertainer, and that kind of thing would bring a lot of news thing. So Mr. Vegas just lick him down right away, and him stop him to know where to go now, because him can't sue again, because Mr. Vegas already apologized and realized. So him not away for run now, and corner that stupid half idiot. Because him bound around in the PNP in charge of everything. Him alone. Him alone bright. Him alone know him a do. Him alone in charge of everything. Him in charge of everything, down to the bathroom cleaning. I'm in charge of it too. I mean, nobody's a PNP in charge of nothing. Him alone. Everybody have to answer to him and make all the decisions. Him do all the things them. Because him think him is it. And Mark Golding and Peter Bunting are the ones who make him feel that way. And that is where I want to start tonight. So after Mr. Vegas put out his apology, let me see what I was saying there. After Mr. Vegas put out his apology, a comrade, a woman I know, went on Mr. Vegas' apology and said something. And in saying something, she was basically ridiculing Mr. Vegas, and she was defending the pedophile, because that's what these women do. They defend men that sleep with underage picnic. Claudette Jackson Rickards. Now, Claudette, link her up with me now. You and I have never been friends. Matter of fact, I've never liked you. Claudette Jackson Rickards. There's something about you that I just never ever like. But I warmed up to you after you married one of the two men in the PNP that I call friend and mentor and truly wonderful gentleman. One is Danny Buck, and the other is your deceased husband, Alan Rickards, my friend. I mean, know Alan Rickards long before he married to you. He was your husband, but you know him as much as I do. And Alan and I share a lot of things, and we have a lot of things going on with us, and we got through all the kind of things. When him supporting Peter Phillips, and I was supporting Omar Davis, we still correspond and we talk, and we talk about civil and honorable. That's Alan Rickards. Same like Danny Buchanan. So you are Alan Rickards' wife. And because you are Alan's wife, I'm just going to tell you something tonight and leave it at that. But if you don't want to leave it at that, that's your choice. Now, everybody know that I am not big on shutting down people's freedom of speech. You have something to say it. It's your Facebook page, it's your YouTube channel. Say what you want to say, man. Everybody else go to hell. Say what you want to say. Anybody not like what you say, don't come on your page. That's all. But you went out there and you're basically ridiculing Mr. Vegas and laughing after Mr. Vegas and saying, basically saying a good. And the thing that earns you a spot in this live tonight, Claudette Jackson Rickards, is when you closed your thing to Vegas, you close it with all crosses. What do you say? Let me look. Oh, you what I say? You close it with yeah. Yes, people, like up the live. Like up the live and share the live. True. Yeah, Michelle was reminding me that I should tell them that. Like up the live and share the live. And then I come back to talk to them about something else. But I want to deal with the Claudette Jackson Rickards matter. So she closed her thing with all crosses. Now, I don't know if she and Vegas know each other. I don't know if them have some kind of thing going on where them not like each other or something. I do not know if there's an issue between Claudette Jackson Rickards and Mr. Vegas. I do not know. But because I have great instinct, I am blessed with one of those. I know instinctively and right away that she had that all crosses thing as a shade at me. Now I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will apologize and say I'm wrong. But I don't believe I'm wrong. Because in this kind of political climate, I am probably the only person who don't care about what I write and what I say, as long as I know that it's the right thing to say and the right thing to write. But that must have, some thought must have gone into her to end that thing with all crosses. Who should call it all crosses? Do you believe it's Mr. Vegas? Who tell me? I want her to be the judge tonight. That she cussing out Mr. Vegas, laughing after Mr. Vegas, boasting that Dayton make him go apologize, and working for her supper. Because these people, them follow behind Mark and Dayton them. And I'm not a quarrel with them because everybody doing it for their own personal reason. She have her personal reason. The rest of the women them will walk up and behind them. All of them have their personal reasons. And none of it has anything to do with Jamaica and politics. It's personal reasons. Why them walk up and down behind them man and follow up them man everywhere them man go. You know them with orange clothes and orange glass and orange shoes and take a picture and what them. None of them don't look good. But them don't know so them look good, so them put it out and people tell them so them look good and what the hell, I don't know. Who don't tell me? She love for Vegas. And she said that Vegas get where, you know, whatever she said. But the part that got me is when she ended and said, all crosses. And I can't shake the feeling that she throwing shades at me. And in my mind, I am saying, but that's a mistake. I mean, why would she make such a mistake at showing shades at me? So I'm going to ask you, Claudette, are you throwing shades at me? Because the whole of them so puny and lacking in courage that you have something to say to somebody. You can't say it to me, you know. Because the most I can, I don't disrespect people that have something to say about me. People say all kind of things, nasty things, bad things. I don't even answer most of them unless them on my page or a post that I put up and somebody commanded to say nothing. But anybody can put up anything they want on them social media page. Them can't say anything about anybody because I have that right too. You know, so if you have something to say it. What you have to say? You have something to say to me? Say it, man. Because if you say it, I could answer you. I could have a discourse about it, a discussion about it, and you know how it might end. But you can't be so coward that you're going to add to Vegas thing all crosses. Because I know the spirit tells me that I'm me at those shades at. So here is it I'm telling you tonight. Cut it out. Cut it out. Because you are Alan Rickards' wife. Just as Dorothy Buchanan is Danny Buck's wife. You two ladies will not get any kind of bad vibes from me if you don't come give me the bad vibes. So that's the argument. Don't trouble me, I don't trouble Uno. And even when the trouble, because I could come out here tonight and just rip it to pieces and just tear you up and just mash you up and just go out with all kind of things. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's not me. I have no reason to. Mainly because you were Alan's wife. And Alan was a decent guy. Very decent guy. And we had traveled to St. Thomas to some St. Thomas event on a Saturday. And we have a weekend, him and him friend and him daughter, Melissa. And we are singing Tupac shot. Tupac sing the song about this will not be the same, things will never be the same. I don't know the song was things will never be the same. That's I would sing the whole damn song, the whole trip to St. Thomas. We were pathetic because it was a bad weekend for all of us for some whole bad things. You know? So Claudette, I would advise you leave Vegas alone because I'm going to defend Vegas. I tell you that 100%. One up me I defend Vegas because Vegas was the only man standing between those traitors down in New York and DC trying to disrupt the Jamaican economy and spread bad vibes from Jamaica. Vegas was that lone voice standing up tall and strong and patriotic and decent and deal with their case. Let them have to run and hide. So, I'm going to defend Vegas. And it will suit all of you who laughing and giggling and going on with all that kind of thing that Mr. Dayton never want Vegas to apologize. He wanted the talking points and the narrative to go up there to talk about him sue Vegas. Because Vegas tell lie for him. Vegas will tell a lie on him. Everything that Vegas says is true about him. Him lie, him thief. Well, let me say if you're a thief, if it's a thief, you can't sue people with them thief, but yeah, a thief, he's a thief. And a liar, and a scumbag, and a pedophile, and a loudmouth riffraff. And Vegas called him out. And that was all that was about. But as usual, I'm going to get to that part. That's him go-to place where him can't handle the truth. So him run to him high-priced lawyers, and him high-priced lawyers run to them corrupt judge friends, and them protect him with that. Him use that to hide from the truth that people talk about him, and that is how that goes. So, Claudette, chill. If you have something to say to me, say it. You know my phone number. If you have something to say to me, text me and tell me. It's best if we work it out that way there. Don't do it on social media. Because Alan is sleeping peacefully, and I really would like my friend to continue to sleep peacefully. So behave your damn self. Go and go walk down behind the pedophile and Mark Golding and all the rest of them. We walk up behind them, your friend and company them, and just let us be over here, so. Don't call nobody else name over here, so. And let me tell you the names that I don't want you to call and come out and come go on like you want to bad up nobody. Don't mention Mr. Vegas' name again. Don't say nothing about Jamaica 411. Don't say nothing about Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Don't say nothing about Stafford Perkins. Don't say nothing about Princess Liz Taylor. Don't say nothing about Steady. Don't say nothing about Phoenix. Just don't say nothing about none of it. Everybody is a chat. And if you have something to say, reach out and say it. Go on the platform and say it. There is nobody on my YouTube channel, none, that can ever say I disrespect them. They might have a view that I disagree with, and I simply say to them, I disagree with you, but you are entitled to your opinion. Everybody's opinion is welcome. Don't throw no shades at me. Don't try that. Don't try that, because I will just don't try that. Just cut it off. I'm going to end it right there, so. Now, the People's National Party used to be the largest political movement in the Caribbean, certainly in the Eastern Caribbean. We're talking about the largest political movement, most respected political movement, coming to a function that the People's National Party is hosting was a coveted thing for Caribbean leaders and Latin American leaders to be invited, and African leaders to be invited to something that the PNP is having, whether it's conference or some kind of award ceremony. I mean, it was a big deal. African leaders, the Caribbean leaders, Latin American leaders when Michael Manley was ill, George H.W. Bush, the father, offered to airlift him to an hospital in the US, and Michael tell him no, he must stay at UWI. May I tell you, the People's National Party's stock was so high and mighty and pristine that, I mean, everybody, here so was the only Caribbean country Mandela came. Here so was the only place Winnie Mandela came. But, you know, and the invitation of the People's National Party. And after Mandela died and the new president of South Africa came as a guest speaker at the PNP conference, PNP was a big thing. Big thing. And suddenly, the PNP has found itself to be the dogs among political organizations. All because of three men, Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and the General Secretary, the GS. Actually, it's a GP, not a GS. It's a GP. You don't figure what that means. But if you don't figure that, I will tell you now. But the General Secretary of the People's National Party. The People's National Party have had many General Secretaries. And I took the time out to go find them. Vernon Arnett. Don't go look it up. William Sivright. Ralph Brown. D.K. Duncan. Paul Robertson. Peter Phillips. Maxine Henry Wilson. Burchell Whiteman. Donald Buchanan. And the last General Secretary we had was Julian Robinson. This one that one of the PNP delegates at the NEC elected to be the General Secretary of Norman Manley Party, this dirty riffraff, this loudmouth, where every time you see him, he might abuse a mic. There should be some law about abusing microphone. Everywhere you turn this weekend, from yesterday morning till now, everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, every conversation, everywhere is about the behavior of Dayton Campbell. How he's unhinged, or him gone, or him totally gone off the reservation now. Because the truth is bearing down on him. And all his actions is coming down on him. And he's under severe pressure. And that pressure has caused him to be more nasty than he was before. Inside the PNP, inside the Rise movement, everybody is now worried sick about how this man is bringing down the People's National Party. And I say to some of them, what do you mean by bring down? Want to help them bring it down? So some of them never call me back. But them normally call back after a while. I want to help them bring it down by electing him. Would elect him over Raymond Price? Think about that. Would elect him over Raymond Price? Now, think about that conversation between him and Lawrence Rowe. Think about the conversation for 1 second. How the conversation go? Lawrence Rowe took up the phone and called him. Lawrence Rowe complained. Said, boy, some people get more money than I got less money than some others. And Lawrence Rowe complaint wasn't that others get more money than him. Lawrence Rowe always believed that because of the role he has played, him should get more. That's my analysis of the whole thing. Now I want all of you PNP people to come with me and tell me this. How do you believe a Maxine Henry Wilson would have responded to that fool Lawrence Rowe when he made that inquiry? How do you believe Burchell Whiteman or Paul Robertson would have responded? How do you believe Peter Phillips, as a past General Secretary, would have responded to that man, to Lawrence Rowe, when he made that comment? Now, take into consideration that during those times, a telephone call was safe and secure, and there was no chance of anybody recording anybody and anybody doing any kind of underhanded thing, because that was the People's National Party. But even then, think about how they would have responded. Because I can tell you how two people I know would respond. I can tell you how Danny Buck would have responded. Danny Buck would have said, So, go talk to your regional chairman. Who are your regional chairman again? And Lawrence would have said, yes, man, I even forgot to talk to. Maxine and Wilson would have said, I think this is a discussion you should have with your regional chairman. Maxine and Wilson would have said that. And Daddy Buck would have asked him who's the regional chairman if he remember and tell him to talk to him, regional chairman. Peter Phillips would have told him that this is a matter that needs discussion with several, kind of Peter technical, that with several people and this matter can't just be resolved on a telephone call. And Peter would have gone through all kinds of things. Would you get what I said to you? We're not negating what was said, you know. I'm just talking about the act itself of him making that telephone call and the general secretary that would elect his response. Because Dayton Campbell's response to Lawrence Rowe was not a response to say, well, Lawrence, we have to discuss that. It was a response of him showing his power and his authority to say him in charge and him is a big man. So, and his line telling. What he said on that call is line telling, you know. But we can always discuss it another time. And him tell Lawrence, yeah, it's for the by-elections. What by-elections in Region 3 was Dayton Campbell talking about? How many by-elections there are to be held in Region 3? Olympic Gardens, at the time, I think they were referring to Denham Town and somewhere else, I think Chancery Hall. The PNP got about 35% of the votes in Chancery Hall. Not a chance of winning Denham Town. Why him just bring that up? That's something just think out of him head because him lean back, listen to the background of him talking. Or him sound like him relaxed and him in charge and him are the big man, him are the doctor, so everybody at the PNP are idiot and him in charge of everything. Believe what I'm telling you, say him in charge of everything. Nobody in charge of nothing except him. Mark in charge of nothing. Mark can be careful what colour underpants him put on a morning time until him get the go-ahead from Dayton and Angela. Well, I think Angela lose her work there. So Dayton have to tell him now how this thing go. Because I'm in charge of all things. And this fool, they're on the phone. I have discussion with Lawrence Rowe. Not because it's not a good discussion, but because him not have the experience and the knowledge and the understanding and the panache and the class of a general secretary to direct, but because him and Lawrence are rub up and wrap up and whatever up. Yeah? Because him and Lawrence are combo up. Him want to show Lawrence now that him is in charge of things. So that's why I'm come up with that argument and tell Lawrence Rowe that. And find himself now in a situation where him is the man and him can break any law and he's conspiring to break laws, and this is how the cookie crumbles with that. But think about that for 1 second. Just think about it. Him and Lawrence Rowe. And you know, no matter what he says, no matter what nice he make him shout on top of his voice, talking about them try to destroy me. They try to destroy my reputation. What reputation? The reputation of you driving around in your frozen car without a young girl tonight in Kentucky and eating coleslaw out of them underage boom boom. That's the reputation you talk about. But if you don't notice something, him say, they try to destroy my reputation. Then they try to say I shoot up place. That is a lie. But you know him never says a lie when him say we try to destroy my reputation because of we matter. Me matter. But you know him never say that is a lie. No, him couldn't say that one is a lie. So him just move on. I'm going to read something to you. Because him go on and him go on and him go on. And him nyamp himself and they try to destroy my reputation and then they try to say lie on me. What reputation? The reputation that I said that you are a pedophile. Yes, that is it. GP, a general pedophile. Not no GS. It's a GP. I'm going to read a letter to you. It's a letter dated March 18th, 2021. It is typed, but it is written, and it is the words of one of the young ladies that came forward and said that Dayton Campbell sexually abused her when she was underage. I'm going to read it to you. I'll leave her name out of it. And she wrote, my name is Jane Doe. I know Mr. Dayton Campbell from 2015. He came up to Orange Hill one day, and my mother said I should ask him to help me with my school fees. She said I must also ask him for work for my brother too. You hear me? I know Mr. Dayton Campbell from 2015. Don't tell me to stop. Why you want me to stop? You want me to stop? I must stop? He came up to Orange Hill one day, and my mother said I should ask him to help me with my school fees. She said I must also ask him for work for my brother too. I was talking to him, and he asked me how old I was. I told him I was soon 15. He said that I look big for 15. He said that I look big for 15 and my breasts are big, and if I am sure I am 15. I'm going to pause this a little bit. Look, the little girl letter. The little girl right. There's a letter that little girl right about what destroying reputation. This is the reputation that himself will destroy. But this is the man that the PMP NEC members, Lawrence Rowe, went around the country on Dayton Campbell and Peter Bunting's behalf and he formed up a lot of groups to ensure that they took over the NEC. And he formed those groups and you know yourself, the whole out you're going to burn in hell. You're going to burn in hell for what? This elect this man to do to Norman Manley's party. Norman Manley party. Now pause the letter a little bit, I'm getting back to it. You PMP people, try and imagine Dayton Campbell as General Secretary with Michael Manley as leader. You can imagine that? Go on, now go take a second. Imagine Dayton Campbell with Michael. But better yet, there are pictures online and around the place with Norman Manley having meetings with John Fitzgerald Kennedy, President Kennedy. Pictures of Norman Manley in the Oval Office having discussions and a laugh with President Kennedy. Now, I am imagining, and I have no fact or no truth about this, but I am imagining that when Norman took that trip to Washington, he probably carried the General Secretary of the PNP with him at the time. I am imagining that he did. Would try and imagine Norman Manley in the Oval Office with JFK and Dayton Campbell as the General Secretary. The whole out of an idiot, don't it? The whole out of an idiot, don't it? Try and imagine Michael Manley down Washington with George Bush, the daddy. Michael carried, I think, Paul Robertson with him. Try and imagine Dayton Campbell with Michael Manley down in Washington. We're not going to get what we did. I want to think that this is funny. That you can cock up on the backside, one side, all out, including Claudette Jackson, because the rest of you, and walk up and know talk about time come. And we could just win and we just need to win. We're not going to know what you did. What you did. And how it now reflect. And all of you, because we can assume that the whole of you are pedophile, and the whole of you are riffraff, and the whole of you are dirty nigger, and the whole of you know what I don't know. The you are brought up, see. We can assume that about you show me your company and tell who you are. On the parents want to tell her that. I'm sure the parents tell her that. Show me your company and I tell you who you are. Una hang out with them people that is them. Them is uno is them. Because una hang out with them. This is the General Secretary of the People's National Party. Hey, them say, me not afraid of no boy, and no girl, and This is the General Secretary of the People's National Party. Me not afraid of no girl, and no boy, and the crabby, and the reggae, and him nasty mouth, and him dirty disposition, and in dirty behavior, going on and on and on. Share the live, people. Invite a friend and company them to come on the live. So let us continue reading the letter. So the young lady says, I was talking to him and he asked me how old I was. Oh, somebody wants to know which letter it is? Stay warm in Pennsylvania. This is one of the statements that I submitted to the court to back up my argument that this man, that UNU elected as General Secretary of PMP, was having sex with underage girls. This is one of the statements which him get him high-priced lawyers them to get Judge Althea Jarrett, who really don't know nothing about courthouse and have no business being a Supreme Court judge, denying these young ladies from coming forward. If I was him, I'd probably try the same thing, because this is damning. Denying the right of this young lady to come forward and face him and look at him and say, yes, yes, and that you did do. Yes, and give him a chance to look at her and say, you sure of me? You sure of me? You sure of me? But no, him don't want them come. Man, him lie make it clear that them not gonna believe them if them come. So here we go. I was talking to him and he asked me how old I was. I told him I was soon 15. He said that I look big for 15 and my breasts are big. And if I am sure, I am 15. Then he said, she went on to say, he said he will help me with the school fees and see what he can do for my brother. He helped my family and paid my school fees. He came up there another time after that with some other people and said they were going on the road and if I wanted to come. I went with them and we went to many places. After that, I went to other places alone with him and he asked me for sex. I did like him, so I have sex with him. I have sex with him more times after that. He was the first man I have sex with. And I'm going to read them more. I thought I could do this, but I'm going to read them more. This is the man that I want to have pretending to be a general secretary, when all he is a dirty, nasty riffraff that continues to bring down the party and is this graceful display is a disgrace to our two-party political system. Mr. Horace Chang is General Secretary of the People's National, of the, Jesus Christ, of the Jamaica Labour Party. Horace Chang is the General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party. Put Mr. Horace Chang beside Dayton Campbell. I only think he did something good. But there's something about him that can't escape anybody, view or anybody eye. Yeah, I'm going to try see if I can read some more of the letter. I will try to see if I can finish the letter. But right now I can't. Can't go no further with it. Can't go no further with it. Because Judge Jarrett took it upon herself and she decided that she will side with them lawyers them and don't make the girls come testify. That's what she decided. And if I have to come out here and read these statements to the public right up until election day, I will find the courage. The good Lord will give me the courage to do it, to read them, so Jamaica can hear what these young ladies had to say about what he did. And I fly up him mouth about him, I go sue people. When he was proposed to be Mark General Secretary, Mark said him and him are simpatico. And he can work together with him. And I have confidence in him. At the time, Mark and I was having conversations. At the time, I used to talk to him. After the contest ended between him and Lisa, me and him had a few conversations on the phone. And one of the conversations was me calling Mark to say to him, you really should not make Dayton Campbell the General Secretary of the PNP. And he asked me why. I'm going to tell him about this. And I said, Karen, we hear them things a long time, you know. I kid you not. I tell him no lie, Mark. And said, Karen, we've been hearing them things a long time. But the truth of them things, man. The truth of them things, man. And plus Raymond didn't support me. So, you know, you see, I told him still go ahead. So little after that, I mashed up them Delroys by exposing him. What did he do? He decided to sue. Like all normal, ordinary, coward, weak man who can't face truth and can't face consequences, so them run to hide behind a lawsuit, a lawyer. And he did that on the assumption that him thinking could destroy me. But just like how they miscalculate what Lawrence Rowe is and who he is, they totally miscalculate who I am. Because I'm sure them regret it. I'm sure they're beating themselves every day that, if they knew then what they know now, they would be singing that song every day. Then pick war with people that them don't know nothing about. Them hire man for espionage activities that them don't know nothing about. And that them are people who don't want to come lead Jamaica. These are the people who don't want to lead Jamaica. Really? And them go on and on and on and on and on. The media concentrated efforts on him lawsuit. Some of them even try to bully me. I forgive them for it. I know what them I do. Them that try to defend him. All of them, all the entire media was trying to defend him. To try beat me up and defend him. One media personality called me and tell me, the police look for me. I'm tell him, say, tell the police that somebody am here and myself on my balcony. Them know me live. The police of Jamaica know me live. Never gonna further with that. But who are they back him up? And him scraped through that. Him scraped through that because he had the backing of the leaders of the PNP. Him had the backing of the women in the PNP. Him had the backing of the media. Him had the people and the 5-5 people who make up the various civil society organizations. All them squawk could be done and them quiet. Nobody, not a single one of them wanted to hold him to account, to dig and to investigate and to go at it, continuously go at it like Jesus, what's his guy name? Of this British accent guy. I don't remember him because I've not been watching much TV. I've not watched TV since November 5th. I look at the TV and plug it out. And I don't watch none of them things on YouTube. Roman Farrow. Investigative journalism and all them things there. None of them. All of them back him up and have him on them program a talk and treat him like he's a decent, good person because he's the general secretary of the PNP. Me and the lion, him is the justified justice and none of them said anything. None of them held him to account. Nobody was digging into nothing. Some of them thought that I was on some kind of campaign to destroy his reputation, but they never know that his reputation throughout the whole of Northwest St. Anne, and throughout the whole St. Anne, his reputation is all about this. Underage picnic. Driving up and down at the frozen van we have. Kentucky. Coleslaw. Nastiness. The whole cent I know. The policeman that went down there came back and said it. He said, everybody say it. That's true. You just can't find nobody to come forward and say, yeah, me know the person. But everybody say it's true. Policeman said so. Him going to be a witness in this case because Dayton think it over, but him don't know what a clock a strike. And them let him loose on that. Yeah. And him continue on his journey. Local government elections were held. This man got up and went out in the public and told the public that the PNP won the local government elections when they lost. Beating down the media. Some of the media personalities them find a little bit of strength and a little bit of courage and was pushing back at him a little bit. One and two of them, mostly the woman them. Because the man them not no balls. Balls less little dick man them not the media. Some of the women them was pushing back at him. PNP win the local government election, which they lost. Him win 7 council, which he did not. Out there disgracing the country and our electoral system, putting our electoral system in the public and in the Caribbean eye and the rest of the world eye to question the integrity of our electoral system. And he went out there and did that. And guess what? He paid no price for that. There was no consequence for that. He did that while he sits on the EAC, the body that governs and the administration and the whatever them do. I don't know them quite frankly. But the EAC, there is an EAC commissioner out there putting in the public face to suggest that there was some hanky-panky going on and what the electoral office is saying is not true. Him go there and did that while he's sitting on the EAC. And for the life of me, in any ordinary democracy, you have one of your own questioning the integrity of how you operate, and you have no system to deal with him. You have him sitting down there with you still and paying him. After I do all of that, nobody did anything. The Governor General, him represent King Charles III, and King Charles III must know him not doing crap. I don't even think he wrote him a letter to say you can't be doing that. They sat down with him in the EAC after him go there. Go do that. The media make a little rare and then they move on to the next story. Because the media is living on a plane where they're going with the next story immediately. They don't do investigative journalism. They don't look into things. They don't question things. They just question the people them with the power. So him can go in there and sit down with the whole of them and tell them all kind of lie. And that's the end of the story. That's it. That's the end of the story. Once him go in there and have discussions with them and maybe pay them off. You don't know that's the assumption of the public because of how you're not holding power to account. So they're not trustworthy. People listen to them for the excitement. But they don't trust you know about, what they should be doing. So there you go. Nobody held him to account. The EAC commissioner has commissioned of a chairman. Nobody did anything publicly to satisfy the public to say these things cannot be tolerated. Nobody, not a soul in the EAC. And the integrity bodies, them, the one them will have brought them out, or something happens to 3 of them come out, because them don't really make up now, the whole by numbers. 2 and 3 of them, a little money making venture, a little social climbing venture, them depend. Them don't really represent nothing. Nobody held him to account. Life easy with him. Sit up on the EAC still, after him question the integrity of the very body that he sits on and collect millions of dollars for. Nobody held him to account about it. And then, now this. Him and Lawrence Rowe and the thieving of money, and the suggestion by him to Lawrence Rowe that he's going to commit a crime. Conspiring with Lawrence Rowe to say, this is what I'm going to do, because I'm the man, the general secretary, I'm the doctor, I said I'm in the idiot, I make all decisions, I do everything, you know, I'm the brightest one, I do it. And then I go up on stage and abuse a man. Oh crap! So after this now, there was a report out that he must have been meeting with all the media houses. We don't expect nothing better from Matalan and Gleaner Company, RJR Group. We don't expect nothing from them. Them is a low version of Fox News. And even some Fox News personality that I like better than them. Matalan and the Gleaner and the RJR Group, them don't work themselves. But these are a group of people that are becoming extinct. They're not going to last much longer in how this world moving. They are becoming extinct because people are beginning to get their news and their information from alternative news sources, which they believe are more trustworthy. Nobody, nothing from the Gleaner, nothing from the Observer, nothing from nobody else. Cliff Hughes one day try a thing. And Cliff Hughes him always run hot and cold. This meet him hot, the next meet him cold. Nobody. He will keep meeting with them and tell them film version of things and everybody quiet and everybody good. Everything that this man have done in this country, nobody seem to hold him to account. What is it? He have secret to somebody? Is it because he's Mark Golding's prize bull? So everybody afraid of Bakramasa? A Bakramasa prize bull? So nobody now push too hard? He has never been held to account for anything he has done. Never. Not even a little bit. But as a woman of faith, I promise you that when things like that happen, God have a plan. And it's going to be the worst thing that could ever happen to him when God's plan is realized. And you're going to feel the ricochet of that plan. Because of the lack of holding power to account. The media may attack. Everybody shut down after I meet with them and explain the inside of it. I'm going to decide that I can't go further because, whatever. Whatever, people trying to get money. And I go that far, but that could be true. None of them, not a single one of them has held this man to account for all the things that he has done since he rode on his dark ass into the political arena and took control of the General Secretary seat in the People's National Party. And he done it. Nobody have held him to account. Him getting away with everything. But let's not stop there. We're a country of laws. And we have bodies that deal with those things. And we have a government. And in every one of the last two things, the one with electoral office and the elections, and this last one, the government have also been suspect. A man is on record saying to another man, we intend to commit a crime. On audio, conspiring to commit a criminal offense. And no police not talk to him. Not even one private, one corporal. Nobody call him in and say, explain yourself and tell us, because we don't want it to be no secret nothing. What is it? What is it? Mr. Chang is the Minister of National Security. We have a new police commissioner. What exactly is it that makes you people so impotent to hold this man accountable for the things he does and the things that he says? What? What? No police to question him? If any ordinary Jamaican was on this voice note or this recording, conspiring to commit a criminal offense. All kind of police were there in the yard, they go up in the yard. And drape up them pants. And can go to a station. And report to the public that you question him and ask him some question about some things you want to find out. Mr. Chang behave as if every criminal act committed by a political person is off limits to, criminal police intervention because they are politicians. What is it, Mr. Chang? What is it, Mr. Police Commissioner? Tell me, what exactly is it? Why this man can have this thing? I want to take Jamaican people for idiots, And rightly so, because the Jamaican people have shut themselves off from how their country and their government operate, and they have lowered their standards in what their expectations are from the people who lead them and the people who want to lead them. So the right to take the Jamaican people for idiot. They have lowered their standards. Look at the people of Eastern Westmoreland. Who this man trying to get them to elect him. What are they going to do? We don't know. We don't know if they are going to lower their standards below his and elevate him to King Charles III Parliament. Something wrong. Something wrong. What are going to tell the Jamaican people say about elections? The whole of GLP and PNP. Mr. Chang, Mr. Holness, the Commissioner of Police, crime is down. Crime continues to go down. We love that. Shootings and homicides have gone down. We love that. But what to the other crimes? Crimes of morality, the crimes of ethics. What to those other crimes? Those things don't mean nothing to UNO. It don't mean nothing to UNO. We want people to prop up and give the power or keep in power, but you don't want to deliver for the people who give the power and keep in power. What is it? Just these two things. One, denying that our election was fair and the results are what they are, or what the electoral office say they are. And nobody will question him. I would have him sit up by the EAC, and the EAC don't have any measures in place to discipline a loudmouth, riffraff, general pedophile like that. Nothing in place to discipline him. So because of the lack of those things, him have a free reign. So every time him do something, him just step it up a notch further because he knows that he can get away with it. Have sex with underage picnic, sue me, get judged for saying that you don't accept the statement then I want the girls them come to court. Deny elections, no conspiring to commit a crime. Of course if I was him I'd do the same damn thing. Because he must be untouchable. He must be Al Capone. He must be one of them there. Nobody sees fit to hold this man to account for the things that he has said and done. And asking the Jamaican people to accept these things as they are. As they are. To say, that's like go. Shut up his mouth. And Jamaican people must accept that. And those who say, yeah, will continue to say, Ray, yeah. My one away, me a vote PNP, me a PNP. Oh, me a PNP. Dayton Campbell a pedophile, Mark Golding's a white British man, and a damn criminal and a corrupt man. And them start the whole argument about corruption, And now it is exposed that the most corrupt of the letters are. We have always said from the beginning that Mark Gold is the most corrupt politician we have ever met. He have better lawyers and better accountants than Mr. Holness. Because he's tricky. He's a white British man, what you expect? Him tricky. Team lawyers and accountants, they might do this thing long time through colonialism, them know to do this thing. And Mr. Holness is just like a black man from Spanish Town. Team lawyer them, don't know nothing much, them just do the basic. So tricky. And the electoral office sit down there with Dayton Campbell, and come out and conspire to criminalize our system. But the truth of the matter is, he has been doing it for a while with the St. Catherine Parish Council and the Hanover Parish Council. He's him in charge, man. Him tell them, Scotty, yeah, do that now. Yeah, man. I call up the next mayor of Hanover. Him corrupt up to high hell. Yeah, man, deal with that now. Him be try to buy out Craig votes. Yeah, man. Send Craig votes money in a bag or envelope. Mr. Chang, apart from being National Security Minister, and our Deputy Prime Minister as well, don't you believe that you have some kind of moral responsibility? Yeah? Some kind of, something. Some kind of moral responsibility to hold this man accountable for some of his actions. Don't you think that him should be questioned by the police? And the EAC, what is that? Let's go do a deep dive into the EAC. What exactly is that? Is that some kind of political bonus group where all the politicians get for us, put two people on it and everybody collect millions and the taxpayers' money, and you can go out there and chat anything and do anything and you face no consequences of it? What kind of country is that? Some of us, certainly me, I am thinking about it. That for the last couple of days, I find myself thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it? What exactly are we fighting for and quarreling for? What exactly provide the Jamaican people with information, but the Jamaican people impotent? They're not doing anything either from their corner. What are we fighting for? Because the government in office is allowing the opposition general secretary to walk free, doing things and walking free, committing crimes and walking free. Nobody holding him accountable. Huh? Nobody. Because you don't think that this is America, where somebody can say, boy, I think the man didn't win the election, even though no evidence that there's the man didn't win the election. And you can say that because the American land of the free and the home of the brave. So him can say it and get on with it. And him can say, that's what we're going to do, Yeah, or take the money and we're going to run election with it and we'll go out with all kind of things and Ray. Is that it? I put it to you, Jamaica. And I put it to the people of Eastern Westmoreland. This is Dayton Campbell, the man who wants to be a member of Parliament. The young lady, in her statement to the court, says, three of them, but I only have two. Lie, roll up on the next one, because, whatever. He came up there another time after that with some other people and said they were going on the road and if I wanted to come. I went with them. And we went to many places. After that, I went to other places alone with him. And he asked me for sex. I did like him, so I have sex with him. I have sex with him more times after that. He was the first man I have sex with. And we have sex in his car too. It's nastiness. And he wanna make Normal Manley. I am a general secretary for Normal Manley Party. And because him think him can get away with this, because nobody's holding him to account, and he can get away with talking about the electoral office and election never fair and them win election which them never win, because him can do that, him do this too. Lawrence, don't worry yourself, man. Can't get no more than that because the rest of the money for run the by-election and we have some by-election for run and the whole of the money are going on that. And everybody quiet. It's quiet. Crickets. Nothing. Because him can get away with that. And that is how the cookie crumbles. With that. The matter of the KSAC and Mayor and the whole money thing. I'm not going into that no more. I'm not talking about that more. But I want to talk about former Mayor Delroy Williams. And I said before, and I said after, when I told you that all of them did it, now I told all of them do it. I mean, I take back my chat and them know so all of them do it. And don't worry about the political chatter because the JLP will use it to make them point, say the PNP is just as corrupt or more corrupt because the JLP have not been caught doing anything corrupt, but the PNP have been caught suggesting criminal activity. Dayton Campbell on voice saying my comment, criminal activity. Now one of the things that struck me throughout this whole thing is the former Mayor Delroy Williams. And you know, back in ancient Rome, there was a lawyer and a statesman by the name of Cicero. And he said, he was the one who coined the phrase, "There's no honor among thieves." And he meant that to say that certain men dwell in a realm of evil and they will take everybody down with them. And that is what he meant when he said, "There's no honor among thieves." Now, Delroy Williams is the former mayor, sitting councillor for the Civil Rights Gardens Division, and leader of the minority in the council. And I just have to say something tonight about. So Miss Councillor Williams did a tweet. Don't have the exact words of the tweet with me now. I didn't put it out. I didn't carry it out with me. I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down. I should have written it down, but I didn't. I don't think I did. So when I will get his exact tweet. But he tweeted something. He tweeted something to suggest that he is throwing shades and throwing word and going on all kind of thing with Mayor Swaby. And I found that so disheartening, to say the least. Because here he is, a former mayor, still a sitting councillor, the deputy mayor, leader of the minority caucus in the KCMAC. And instead of coining a statement to talk about protecting the integrity of the council and give the public something uplifting as a former mayor, back up in council. Not, you know what, back up in mayor, fine. But back up your council. A statement. Lift the council. Talk about the idea of not tolerating any kind of corruption from anyone. As a former mayor, a statement like that would be uplifting, would be good. But instead, he came out and he did this thing about throwing shades at the mayor, basically. And I found it disgusting. You know, I love Mark Twain, right? Mark Twain said another thing. Apart from it is easier to fool people than to convince them that they are being fooled, Mark Twain also said that it is curious that physical courage is so much more in this world. And I'm not getting the entire quote not coming to my mind now. But moral courage is so rare. And that came to my mind when I read what the former mayor said. Because what Mark Twain is saying is that physical courage is common in the world, but moral courage is rare. And the reason why I am picking on Councillor Williams, the reason why he earned a spot in tonight's live is this. He felt a need to go out there, seeing me get beat up, and he felt a need to go pile on and add to it, which is a disgusting thing to do as a former mayor, sitting councillor. No matter what's going on around the council, the whole are supposed to be banding together and figure out way. And as the opposition, it is right for you to issue a statement to say that you condemn all illegal or whatever it is that going on down there, and sound a little bit of statesman-like thing. But no, you came out, Mayor Williams, and you made it all about throwing shades and making political statements and going on with all kind of crap. And as Mark Twain says, physical courage is common in the world, but moral courage is rare, because you have had many opportunities to come out, come tweet, and you didn't. When the IC and everybody going after the Prime Minister, who is your member of Parliament, and you are the councillor in one of his divisions, and everybody was railing against the Prime Minister, Councillor Williams, as one of his sitting councillors, I never heard you tweeting nothing in support of the Prime Minister and your member of Parliament. Not a thing. You never tweeted once that the constituency of West Central St. Andrew stand with the Prime Minister. You never tweeted once. Say nothing once, just to say something. Throw something out there to tell the world that this is your Prime Minister, this is your member of Parliament. You have worked with him for years. You know him. You understand him. He's a decent man. I know him longer than you. So I can say all kind of things that you don't even know. I know Andrew Wallace longer than you. We have been here with him for a long while. And you never came out once and tweet something, but you come tweet against your council that you led up to over a year ago, or under a year ago, and that you maybe hope to lead again. Is a council with elected councillors, local representatives. And when all councils, and I'm just defending Region 3, just the Kingston and St. Andrew Metropolitan Corporation. I'm not defending the rest of them, I don't know nothing about them. But it's where I live. And I would like to think that whatever going on, all of you are going to knock heads together and say, we have to maintain a little stature here, no matter which side we are on. Huh? So Mayor Williams, you earned this spot because of that tweet. And I remember during your tenure as mayor, there was some nasty voice notes going around the country with all kind of personal nasty things about you. And I'm going to tell you why I bring it up. It was brought up into a PNP meeting. And leader of the minority, Andrew Swaby at the time, said to the PNP meeting, this is a KCC matter. And it's a personal matter of the mayor. Everybody was in that meeting. I could call out them name and then go stop and verify what I say. Him said, when everybody said, oh, wow, we get this thing and I must say about the man and this councillor woman and her daughter and Ray, one nastiness. Mayor Williams. And minority leader Swaby said to that PNP meeting, this is not a PNP matter. This is a personal matter with the mayor, and it's a KCC matter. And I'm not entertaining no argument with nobody about it. But you never know that, Mr. Williams. But you tweet. You're tweeting shades and arguments against your mayor. And that it is curious that physical courage is so common in the world, but moral courage is rare. Mr. Samuel Clemens Longhorn, aka Mark Twain. It's curious. You wonder why I like Mark Twain? Because everything that he said, hundreds of years ago, applied today. His wit and his wisdom combined together reminds us sometimes as to how feeble we are as human beings. And how each time one of us fall, somebody decide that they're going to jump on it and stamp them and beat them down instead of lifting it up. Just saying. Just saying. Because I thought that curious that you found this courage to come out and put out this tweet, but you couldn't find a courage to come defend your member of parliament when so much people was out there and beat him up. Not a word from you. Because while other government ministers and members of parliament were defending the government from a government point of view, it would be okay and acceptable for the sitting council, for a councillor, for the prime minister's constituency to say, listen, this is my prime minister. And we know him, and you know, it's curious. It's curious. Couldn't find those courage at the time. It's very, very curious. But you give you that tonight. Now, it appears to me, and this is my final point, that Lawrence Rowe is hell-bent on burning down the PNP, or at least burn down Dayton Campbell. And it's like everybody have gotten them popcorn and them ice cream and waiting for the next shoe to drop and seeing what happens next. But I wonder, what if the next shoe that drop show Dayton Campbell again for who he is? What never do? What never do? Mr. and Mrs. Mainstream Media and government and the agencies that are supposed to be looking after the interests of the Jamaican people, and the Jamaican people look stupid. Eastern Westmoreland is watching, and maybe that's where Judgment Day will fall. We don't know. Maybe there's a Judgment Day will come. Maybe that's where him come up and him judgment our land. Maybe. We don't know. But we're going to leave it there tonight because I'm feeling patriotic. Holy soul. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, this is my final point. I want to commend him. Truly commend him. Mr. Trump, I go on with him thing. If I do him tell him, I'm going to do. Throw the whole of our ass out. And all I know, when they run to America and throw stone behind, you know, and never send back the money come here now. Nobody don't have no phone number and nobody don't want to live. All I know, but Mr. Trump I send back here. I say to family and friends, don't treat them badly. Forgive them. Don't treat them badly. Help if you can. I like what the Prime Minister is doing about that. Truly. But help if you can. Don't throw them to the dogs. Help if you can. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight and listening to my rant and all of that. I'll see you again next time. God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, and do keep the children safe. All right? Yep.